My daughter saved $180 babysitting to buy me a birthday gift. My sister told her, "That's embarrassing. Don't bother." My daughter came home crying. That night, I updated my sister's $4,600 birthday dinner. Venue, catering, flowers. Gone in 7 minutes. She called at 11 p.m. I let my daughter pick up. She said, "Dad's busy." And, "My name's Gabriel. I'm 36. I'm a police officer, and I'm the kind of guy who likes things simple. Show up, do the job, pay the bills, keep my kids safe. I'm a single dad. My daughter Lily is 12. She's the soft-hearted, stubborn kind. The kind who notices when you're tired and leaves you the last cookie anyway. A week before my birthday, she started doing this thing where she'd disappear into her room the second I walked in. I asked, "What are you hiding, kid?" She got all serious and said, "Nothing." That's how I knew it was something. The day it happened was a Thursday. I'd just gotten off a long shift. Uniform still on, boots half unlaced. I was heating leftover pasta when my phone buzzed. Family group chat. "My sister Vanessa, Lily's coming to the dinner on Saturday, right? Don't bring her empty-handed." I stared at the screen like, "What?" I texted back, "It's my birthday dinner. Why would my kid bring a gift to someone else?" Vanessa replied instantly, "Because she's family. She can contribute. Tell her to do something useful for once." That made my stomach tighten. Lily heard my phone pinging and peeked around the corner. "Is Aunt Vanessa mad?" she asked. I forced my face to stay calm. "No, eat your pasta." But my brain was already doing that thing it does when you see a car drifting into your lane. Slow motion. Dread. Saturday was supposed to be my birthday dinner, technically. But in my family, birthdays don't belong to the person whose birthday it is. They belong to whoever can turn it into a production. And Vanessa is a production. She had picked the restaurant, picked the guest list, picked the theme, like it was a wedding. All I was supposed to do was show up, smile, and quietly pay for things because I'm the stable one. That afternoon, Lily came out of her room wearing her good sweater, hair brushed, hands behind her back like she was hiding something. She said, "Dad, can we stop by Aunt Vanessa's first? I need to give her something before dinner." I blinked. "Give her something?" Lily nodded fast. "It's for you, but I want you to open it there, with everyone." I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. "Lily, did you buy me something?" She looked down, cheeks pink. "I saved." "How much did you save?" I asked, trying to keep my voice normal. She whispered, "$180. From babysitting Mrs. Ortega's twins." I almost choked. Lily, that's a lot of money." "I wanted it to be good," she said quickly. "I wanted it to be something you'd actually use." My chest did this tight thing, like pride and worry crashing into each other. "We got to Vanessa's place early because she demanded it. So we can all ride together," she said, which in Vanessa language means, "so I can control who arrives when." Vanessa opened the door and immediately scanned us like we were deliveries. "What's that?" she asked, looking at the small bag in Lily's hands. Lily stood up straighter. "It's for my dad." Vanessa laughed. Not a happy laugh, the kind that slices. She leaned down toward Lily like she was sharing a secret and said loud enough for me and my mom to hear, "That's embarrassing. Don't bother." Lily froze. Vanessa kept going like she didn't just step on a kid's heart. "Sweetie, adults don't need little pity gifts. Save your money, you're not." She looked Lily up and down. "You're not in a position to be spending like that." I saw Lily's eyes fill. She tried to blink it away like she was trying to be brave. My mom was in the living room pretending to adjust a vase. My brother-in-law suddenly found the ceiling fascinating. Nobody said a word. Lily's mouth wobbled. She handed me the bag like it was suddenly heavy. "Can I go to the car?" she whispered. I wanted to say something. I wanted to light Vanessa up right there. But I also knew Vanessa. If I snapped, she'd turn it into, "Gabriel screamed at me in front of a child." So I swallowed it. I walked Lily out. She got into the passenger seat, and the second the door shut, she crumpled. Full body crying. Quiet at first, then that ugly, hurt kind. I just wanted you to feel special," she choked out. I gripped the steering wheel. My hands were shaking, and in my head, something clicked into place. Not rage, not yet, just clarity, because in that moment I realized Vanessa wasn't just rude. She was teaching my daughter that love is something you get mocked for unless it comes with a price tag big enough to impress her. And I knew, with the same certainty I get when I read a suspect's body language, that Vanessa was going to push this even further at dinner. I didn't know how yet, but I knew I wasn't letting my kid walk into that restaurant feeling small. Not again. Here's the context nobody in my family ever tells honestly. Vanessa has been broke for years. Not can't pay rent broke. More like can't afford her lifestyle but refuses to downgrade broke. She's the type who will buy a $300 centerpiece and then forget her wallet when the bill comes. And somehow everyone just lets it happen. My family calls it Vanessa being Vanessa. I call it what it is. Everyone tiptoeing around her tantrums. I became the stable one early. My dad left when I was a teenager. Mom worked retail and did her best, but money was always tight. I joined the police academy at 21, worked overtime like crazy, and when Lily's mom left, I took full custody. I didn't have time to fall apart, so I didn't. Vanessa, on the other hand, had time. Vanessa married a guy with a decent income, got used to being taken care of, then divorced him and kept living like she still had his credit card. Every few months, there was a situation. Her car unexpectedly needed repairs. Her rent went up. Her friend needed money back. Her mental health was really bad, and shopping helped. And every time my mom would call me with that tired, guilty tone, "Gabriel, she's your sister." I'd say, "Mom, I'm raising a kid." Mom would sigh like I was the difficult one. "You're so cold sometimes." Cold. Because I didn't want to pay for Vanessa's poor choices. 2 years ago, Vanessa decided she needed to reinvent herself and started an event planning thing. You know how that went. She planned one baby shower, took selfies, spent the deposit, and then ghosted the client. Guess who got the angry phone call? Me. Guess who paid $900 to keep her from getting sued? Also me. So when Vanessa said she wanted to host my birthday dinner this year, I already felt the trap closing. She sent me a link to a venue reservation. "Look," she texted, "I'm doing something nice for you. Don't ruin it." I asked, "How much is it?" She replied, "Don't be gross." That's how she does it. She makes money talk sound shameful, so nobody can question her. But I did question her. I called the restaurant. I asked politely what the reservation involved. The host sounded apologetic. "Oh yes, there's a minimum spend for the private room. It's a lovely package. Venue fee, catering, florals." I stopped him. "Florals? It's part of the package. The party organizer requested it." I pinched the bridge of my nose. "And what's the total minimum?" He said it like it was normal. $4,600. My brain did the math automatically. That's more than my monthly rent. That's more than Lily's after-school program for the whole year. I asked, "And who's paying that?" There was a pause, like he knew exactly who was paying that. "The card on file is a Visa ending in 2241. That was my card. Of course it was. Vanessa had gotten my card info months earlier when she claimed she needed to order Lily a birthday cake and couldn't get her bank app to work. I remember Lily's party. The cake was grocery store sheet cake. Fine, whatever. But Vanessa never forgot how to use her bank app again when it was time to buy herself something. I went back through my emails, found the reservation confirmation. My name wasn't on it. Vanessa's name was, but the payment method? Mine. I felt that hot anger build, but I shoved it down. Not because I wanted to be nice, because I knew Vanessa would spin it. She always spins it. If I confronted her directly, she'd cry. She'd scream. She'd tell my mom I was abusive. Then my mom would call me and beg me to be the bigger person. So I did what I do at work. I gathered information. I took screenshots of the emails, the reservation, the minimum spend. Then Lily happened. The gift, the comment, the crying in my passenger seat. And suddenly, the dinner wasn't just Vanessa being Vanessa. It was Vanessa targeting my kid. We didn't go to the restaurant right away. I drove around the block with Lily sniffling, trying to get her to breathe. She wiped her face with her sleeve. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have." "No," I cut in. Too sharp. I softened. "No, stop. You didn't do anything wrong." "She said it was embarrassing," Lily whispered. I said, "Aunt Vanessa is embarrassing." Lily let out this broken little laugh and cried harder. I pulled into a grocery store parking lot, turned off the engine, and just sat there. I thought about all the times I'd paid for Vanessa to keep the peace. I thought about all the times I'd let comments slide because I didn't want drama around Lily. I thought about my daughter saving $180 like it was sacred and Vanessa crushing it like it was trash. And then I thought about that $4,600 minimum spend sitting on my card like a loaded gun. Because here's the part that makes me feel stupid in hindsight. Vanessa didn't accidentally put my card on file. She did it because she assumed I'd never make a scene. She assumed I'd show up, smile, and take the hit. And my family would call it love. Lily sniffed and said, "Are we still going?" I looked at her. Her face was blotchy, eyes red, trying so hard to be grown. I said, "We're not going in there to be disrespected." "But it's your birthday," she said softly, like she didn't want to disappoint me. I swallowed. "Yeah, it is." My phone buzzed again. "Vanessa, where are you?" "Everyone's waiting." "Don't be dramatic." "Dramatic. Same word. Same pattern." I typed back running late. Not because I cared about her feelings. Because I needed time. I opened my banking app and looked at my balance. I had bills coming out. Rent. Lily's school stuff. Car insurance. Normal life. And Vanessa was about to set fire to $4,600 for a dinner where she'd humiliate my kid. I stared at the restaurant confirmation again. Venue, catering, flowers. It hit me all at once. Vanessa had built this whole night to look like a queen, and she built it on my back. Lily whispered, "Dad, are you mad at me?" I turned toward her. "No. I'm mad at people who think they can hurt you and still expect me to pay for the privilege." She stared at me like she wasn't sure adults were allowed to say that. I took a slow breath and said, "Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go home. You're going to get clean pajamas. We're going to order pizza. And you're going to tell me what you bought and why you picked it." Lily hesitated. "But Aunt Vanessa can throw her own party with her own money," I said. And even as I said it, I felt something settle in me. A boundary. A line. The only problem was, Vanessa had my card on file, and the dinner was that night. If I didn't act, that charge would go through. And tomorrow, I'd be sitting at my kitchen table trying to explain to Lily why we couldn't do something fun because I had to help family. I looked at the clock. 7:12 p.m. The restaurant was expecting us. Vanessa was expecting obedience. And for the first time in my life, I didn't feel guilt. I felt calm because I finally understood something simple. If I kept paying, I was teaching Lily to accept this. And that was not happening. We got home. Lily went straight to her room without speaking. I could hear her drawers opening and closing, like she was trying to busy herself so she wouldn't cry again. I stood in the kitchen, staring at my phone. Vanessa called. I let it ring. She called again. Ring, ring, ring. Then my mom called. I didn't pick up, because I knew the script. "Mom, just go, Gabriel. Don't cause a problem. Vanessa, you're ruining everything." And nobody would say, "Why did you talk to a child like that?" I opened the email again. The reservation had a cancellation policy. There were time limits, fees. I called the restaurant. The hostess answered in a professional voice. "Good evening. Thank you for calling." "Hi," I said. "This is Gabriel. I'm calling about a reservation in Vanessa's name." "Yes, one moment. Okay, yes, private room." I swallowed. "I need to remove my card from the account immediately." There was a pause. "Are you the card holder?" "Yes." "Okay, I can do that," she said carefully, like she'd done this before. "We can remove payment method. But the reservation may be void without a valid card on file." I said that's fine. And here's the part that felt surreal. It took 7 minutes. 7 minutes on hold. 7 minutes of her typing. 7 minutes of me standing in my kitchen hearing Lily quietly moving around in her room. Then the hostess came back. "Okay," she said. "The card has been removed. The venue, catering, and flowers are no longer secured without payment." I exhaled like I'd been holding my breath for years. "Thank you," I said, and I hung up before I could talk myself out of it. My phone immediately lit up like a Christmas tree. "Vanessa, what did you do? Vanessa, call me right now." "Mom, Gabriel, answer your sister." Then my brother-in-law, "Dude, are you serious?" I stared at the messages. My hands were still shaking, but not from fear, from adrenaline, because I knew what was coming next. At 11:03 p.m., my phone rang again. Vanessa. I picked up, not because I wanted to talk to her, because I wanted her to hear something else. I walked to Lily's room and gently knocked. "Kiddo," I said through the door, "can you come out for a second?" She opened it slowly, eyes puffy, holding the small bag like it was fragile. "What?" she whispered. I crouched to her level and held out my phone. "Aunt Vanessa is calling," I said. "Do you want to answer?" Lily looked terrified. "Me? Only if you want," I said. "You don't have to." She stared at the screen, Vanessa's name flashing. Then she wiped her face and took a breath like she was stepping onto a stage. She took the phone from my hand, put it to her ear, and said in the smallest, steadiest voice, "Hello?" Vanessa exploded so loud I could hear it from a foot away. "Where is your father?" Lily flinched but didn't drop the phone. She looked at me. I nodded once. Lily said, "Dad's busy." Vanessa snapped. "Busy doing what? He just ruined my entire night." Lily swallowed. "He's with me." There was a beat of silence, like Vanessa didn't know how to handle that answer. Then Vanessa did what she always does. She went for shame. "Oh my God," Vanessa hissed. "Is this because of that stupid little gift?" "Lily, you need to understand, grown-ups have real expenses. Your dad embarrassed me in front of everyone." Lily's hand tightened around the phone. Her lip trembled. I leaned close and whispered, "You can hang up." But Lily didn't. She looked down at the gift bag in her other hand and said quietly, "You embarrassed me first." I swear time froze. Vanessa's voice got cold. "Excuse me?" Lily took another breath. "You said my gift was embarrassing." "I worked for it," Vanessa scoffed. "You're a child. You don't get it. Your dad should have taught you better than to—" Lily's eyes filled again, but her voice stayed steady. "I get it," she said. "You want money, not gifts." Vanessa went full venom. "Put your father on. Now." Lily looked at me like she was asking permission to be done. I shook my head gently. "You're in control." Lily said, "Dad's busy." Vanessa screamed, "Gabrielle, stop hiding." Lily pressed end call. Just like that. She handed me the phone and stood there shaking. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I pulled her into a hug so tight she made a little surprised noise. "No," I said into her hair. "I'm sorry I let her talk to you like that even once." She sniffed. "Is she gonna be mad forever?" And I said something I should have said years ago. She can be mad. That doesn't mean she gets what she wants. My phone buzzed immediately after. Voicemail, texts, more calls. Vanessa sent one that made my jaw clench. "You owe me $4,600. You made me look like an idiot." There it was. Not "you hurt my feelings." Not "why didn't you come?" Just money. I typed one message back. 1. Any communication goes through me. You insulted my child and tried to charge my card. You're done. Mom called right after. I answered because I knew she'd keep going. Mom didn't even say hello. "Gabriel, what is wrong with you?" I said. "What's wrong with Vanessa is not my responsibility." "She was just joking," Mom said. "Lily's too sensitive." I felt my voice go flat. "She's 12. Mom sighed dramatically. "Family doesn't do this," I said. "Family doesn't make a kid cry over a birthday gift." Then I hung up. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like I was going to throw up from guilt. I felt clean, like I'd finally stopped bleeding. The next morning, I woke up to 47 notifications. Vanessa had gone on a campaign. She posted on Facebook about ungrateful people. She posted vague Instagram stories like, "When you help someone their whole life and they stab you in the back." She sent my mom screenshots of the restaurant staff being rude. And the family group chat? A mess. My aunt, "Gabriel, you should apologize. You embarrassed your sister." My cousin, "That was petty." My mom, "Call me. We need to fix this." Not one person asked what Vanessa said to Lily. So I told them. I typed it out in plain words. Vanessa told Lily her gift was embarrassing. Lily cried in the car. Vanessa also put my card on file for a $4,600 minimum spend without asking. I removed my card. I will not discuss this further. Then I muted the chat. For 2 days, I let the noise happen without engaging. At work, I did my job, took calls, wrote reports, kept my face neutral. But inside, I kept replaying Lily's voice on the phone. You embarrassed me first. I was proud of her, but I also hated that she had to learn that kind of strength in her own family. Lily was quiet for a bit. Not sad quiet, more like processing quiet. On Monday after school, she came into the kitchen while I was making grilled cheese. She set the gift bag on the table. "Do you still want it?" she asked, almost like she was bracing for rejection. My chest tightened. I said, "I want it more than ever." She pulled out the box. Inside was a simple watch. Nothing flashy, sturdy, practical. She said, "I picked it because you always check the time on your phone, and you look tired doing it." I laughed, but my eyes burned. "It's perfect," I said. And I meant it. Then she handed me a folded receipt like it was evidence in court. "I kept it," she said. "In case, you know." I swallowed hard. "In case someone tells you it was embarrassing," I said. She nodded. I sat down and looked at her. "I need you to hear me," I said. "You did something loving. You worked. You saved. That's not embarrassing. That's strong." Lily stared at the table and said, "Aunt Vanessa only likes gifts if they're expensive." I said, "Then she doesn't like gifts. She likes control." That week, Vanessa tried a different angle. She texted Lily directly. I only know because Lily came to me holding her phone like it was dirty. "Dad," she said. She texted. I looked. "Vanessa, tell your dad he ruined everything. I hope you're proud." I felt my blood go cold. I screenshotted it. Then I did something I should have done a long time ago. I blocked Vanessa's number on Lily's phone. Lily watched me do it like she wasn't sure she was allowed to be protected from relatives. I said, "You don't have to read stuff that hurts you," Lily whispered. "Is that okay?" "It's more than okay," I said. "It's the rule now." Vanessa tried my mom next. Mom showed up at my door on Friday with a bag of groceries like it was an apology token. She walked in, looked around, and said, "You've made everything so tense." I didn't offer her coffee. I didn't sit. I said, "What do you want, Mom?" She frowned. "I want my family back." I said, "Then tell Vanessa to apologize to Lily." Mom waved her hand like I was being dramatic. "She didn't mean it." "She said it," I replied. Mom's mouth tightened. Vanessa had people coming. She had deposits. I stared at her. Deposits? On my card. Mom's eyes flicked away. "So she knew." "Of course she knew," I said. "You knew she used my card." Mom said quietly, "You can afford it." That sentence felt like someone slapping my face. I laughed once, short and bitter. "Mom," I said, "affording something doesn't mean I owe it." She tried the guilt next. "She's your sister." I nodded. "And Lily is my daughter." Mom's eyes narrowed. "So you're choosing her over your family?" I stepped closer. "Yes." Mom looked genuinely shocked, like she expected me to hesitate. I didn't. She left angry, slammed my front door like she paid the mortgage. Then, predictably, the family split. Some relatives stopped texting me. Fine. One cousin privately messaged me. I didn't know she said that to Lily. That's messed up. My aunt kept posting inspirational quotes about forgiveness. Also fine. And Vanessa? Vanessa spiraled. Because here's what happens when you remove the ATM from a toxic system. They start fighting each other. My brother-in-law apparently got stuck covering part of the restaurant mess, and he was furious. Vanessa started blaming him. He started blaming her. They dragged my mom into it. Suddenly, my mom wasn't calling me about unity. She was calling me exhausted and whispering, "They're arguing again." I said, "I'm not getting involved." "You used to help," Mom said. I answered honestly, "Yeah." And it trained everyone to use me. Silence. Then she said, "Small." "So what now?" I looked at Lily on the couch, doing homework, tapping her pencil like she was thinking hard. And I said, "Now I protect my kid, and I protect my peace." That weekend, Lily and I had a quiet birthday dinner. Not a private room. Not flowers, not a performance. We went to a diner. She ordered pancakes for dinner like a rebel. I got coffee and a burger. The waitress asked, "Special occasion?" Lily smiled and said, "It's my dad's birthday." And he's the best. And that was worth more than any $4,600 dinner could ever be. It's been a couple months now. Vanessa still hasn't apologized to Lily. She's apologized around it like, "I'm sorry you took it that way. I'm sorry Gabriel's making you hate me. I'm sorry nobody understands how stressed I am. But not, I'm sorry I hurt a child." So the boundary stayed. Vanessa doesn't get access to Lily. And honestly, that's the whole point. Because here's the thing I wish someone had told me when I was younger. Being the stable one can turn into being the designated sacrifice. People get used to you fixing things. They get used to you paying. They get used to you swallowing insults. And the second you stop, they call you selfish. But it's not selfish to stop being used. It's normal. Lily wears her brave face a little easier now. She laughs more. She doesn't flinch when my phone buzzes. Last week, she asked me, "Do you think Aunt Vanessa will ever be nice?" I told her the truth, in simple words. I don't know, but her being nice isn't your job, and it's not mine either. She nodded like she was filing it away for the rest of her life. And maybe that's the real gift here. Not the watch, even though I wear it every day. The lesson. Love isn't a bill. Family isn't a free pass. And respect isn't optional just because someone shares your last name. If you make my kid feel small, you don't get my money, my time, or my silence. That's the boundary. That's the moral. And for the first time in a long time, I can say it without shaking. My daughter comes first. The end.